Alright, here's another one for you. This is a Hoover 20-inch multi-purpose box fan made by the Polaris company. They made a lot of fans like the Kel-Air fans, what was another pretty common one? Someone recently got a Modern Air fan, which is identical to this. But yeah, they just rebranded a bunch of different stuff. And I think they even had a Polaris Air at one point, but I'm not exactly sure. I remember seeing one at one point, maybe. But anyway, I got this years ago out of a barn. It was just laying there. And yeah, and the fan was pretty rusty when I got it, and it was pretty beat up. I mean, it's not much better now, but I did repaint it at one point in time, and honestly, the paint job didn't turn out half bad on it. Originally, it was a single speed, but the single speed switch quit working, so now it's a 2-speed. And how that's possible is because whenever they made this fan, they made it a single speed, but they capped off the low speed wire, which was really weird. It used a regular old Macmillan motor, like most fans of this era. But yeah, really neat fan. I'm glad that I found it. I've only seen one other one of these branded as a Hoover, which during the 70s, I believe, Nat Monarch bought them out. Well, bought the Hoover company, Hoover bought Nat Monarch, but maybe Nat Monarch was part of the Polaris fan company. I don't know, but really neat fan. Has a very GE-like hub, and the blades are kind of similar as well. It's missing about 3 slats on the front. I believe I glued a bunch of them back in on here. The front grill's in decent shape. The back grill's pretty trashed, but I mean, what do you expect from a barn find? It did have one of those strap handles at some point in its life, but it wasn't there when I got it, so I took a scrapped heater, those milk house heaters. They have these little things on the front of them. They make really good handles, and that's what I did with this. I screwed this handle in with a couple washers up in here, 2 washers and screws, and there you go, you got yourself a handle. And there's a switch. It's not the original one. It was the only one I had that would fit, though. It has a stove knob on it. And there's the switch. It takes 2 screws. It's not like the normal, like Lakewood style switches where it just slides in and screws in. This one legit takes 2 screws, and it screws into the cabinet. And yes, this is actually off a stove knob. Off, low, medium, high. It actually came off one of those little, I forget what they call them. Esky calls them ghetto stoves. But yeah, it was like a little burner, and it had a little knob on it. I stole the knob off of it and put it on here. There's the back of it. Like I said, the back grill's kind of more beat up than the front, but it's mostly intact. There's a big crack here, and chip there, a bunch of slats missing. But, it's held together pretty well still. And it has the Hoover badge on the back. I think originally this was the front grill, and I just swapped them because I wanted the nicer one on the front. And here's the Macmillan motor. Like I said, it was weird because originally it was wired for just 1 speed up here in the switch. And the low speed wire was capped off with one of those crimp things. I don't know what the date code is because the motor was painted over at the factory. I had to freaking scrape off the paint on here. If it'll focus, that'd be great. On the sticker here that you can barely see. There we go. 115 volts, 60 hertz, 1.9 amps. high black, lows red, and the common is white. But yeah, that tag was originally painted over. And there's blue paint in the windings because when I first got this fan, I used it for painting projects, like to freaking blow the paint fumes away. And the motor windings got painted blue, much like the front grille, which was originally the back grille, so, you know, whatever. This fan's had its long history with me, and I'm glad to have it. And, you know, I'm glad I saved it from that barn, because otherwise it would have got freaking... The barn would have got torn down, and the fan would have been history forever. But yeah, this was one of those... Back in like 2015, 16, I think. There was this house that burnt down that my friend owned. And he was a big hoarder. He had all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I got a lot of fans out of that house. This one included. I had a Robeson 4-blader that did not work. First gen S223, which is now a S23. And big old Country Air window fan, which I still have it. And a few Lascos and a little Windsor box fan that I no longer have. I do have the one Lasco still that survived from there. The early premium fan with the Marco motor. But yeah. So anyway, here is high. It takes a minute to get up to speed, but it goes pretty quick. High speed's pretty powerful. I used this fan for a workshop fan for quite a while when I first got it. It used to sit over here where the P23 is now. And originally this was the only speed it ran on. I do have the original switch, which is right here. It's weird. Never seen a single speed box fan before. This was definitely a first for me. And here's low. Which low speed, since it's never really been used, after a while it starts to have a weird smell. Like the motor varnish is, you know, wearing in or whatever. Like I can smell it now already. And it's not the fact the motor gets hot or anything, it's just burning off varnish. That's really never been used. It does have a bit of a shake when it transitions speeds. Once that's done, it kind of settles down. Low speed's pretty calm on this. That motor smell though. One day I just need to run this and let the motor get used to being ran on low. It just smells like a brand new box fan motor, basically. Even though it's over 30 years old. Probably 40 years old. I believe it's from the 70s. And then back to high. And once you put it on high, the smell goes away. I just think it's burning off motor varnish that's never been used before. But yeah, it's a pretty good old fan. If I can figure out what the model number is for it, I'll put it in the title, but at the moment I can't remember what it is. Someone told me years ago, but I can't remember at the moment. Coast down's pretty good on it, really. Motor, the blade's a bit out of balance. Watch, it'll probably go back. Yep. So yeah, there you have it. The Hoover Multipurpose 20-inch box fan made by Polaris Air, of all companies. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.